Hello, and welcome to the Mega Million podcast. We are doing a self-love, why you should care about it and what it is, part 2. I thought I was going to talk about self-image today, and before I do anything, before I post a podcast, before I post anything on social media, I intuitively channel what does the collective need to hear the most right now to address their biggest pain point, and self-love is coming in hot again this week. Also, side note, as I'm recording this, I'm drinking Dutch Bros. People really overhype Dutch Bros. It's good, but here is the best coffee order. Not an ad, but it's a medium cold brew with cream and half sugar-free caramel, half sugar-free vanilla. Don't ask me why sugar-free. A year and a half ago when I started ordering this, sugar-free was the vibe, and I haven't changed it since because it is so good. So anyways, that's what I'm sipping on. That's the fun drink I'm sipping on as I'm recording this. That and some water in my cute little Anthro Icon cup that my sister bought me. I'm using my strawberry one today. But back to the topic at hand, self-love. Let's start with, what is it? Self-love is the ability to prioritize yourself no matter what. And it goes beyond just self-care of, getting the massages, getting your hair done, things like that. It really is, are you prioritizing yourself when you are in conversations, when you're ordering, if someone else needs to do laundry in the house, are you doing yours first? That comes to mind because I'm doing laundry right now. Are you filling up your cup before you're assisting other people? With intuition, I could channel percentages. 98% of the world is not doing this right now. You listening to this alone is giving you a leg up. Having this understanding is everything. If you want to attract your max potential desires in this lifetime, you better believe you have a solid self-love foundation. And not saying you won't attract money, romance, things like that, but is it your max potential? Is it the most abundance? Is it your high match, high compatibility partner? Because that is what will give you the most fulfillment in this lifetime. And you need self-love, high levels of self-love, to obtain these things. Because I guarantee whatever people that come to mind when you think of the influencers, the money, the job, the whatever, most of them have achieved their things through soul plan only, and it's not sustainable. The love isn't sustainable. The money isn't sustainable. Trust me when I say you want to achieve these things, the things you desire the most, from a sustainable place, because it is guaranteed you won't lose it. It is guaranteed, period, end of story, that you will not lose it when you are creating from a self-love, from a source POV place. And guys, this actually makes me think of the Hulk Hogan documentary I was watching on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, it was actually really good. I'm not even like a Hulk Hogan stan. I know who the dude is. That was like before my time, but I know who he is. Actually, I did watch Hogan Knows Best on VH1. Who else was watching that with me? It was so good. That was like peak VH1 days. But I obviously know who Hulk Hogan is, who his family is. So I'm watching the documentary, right? And I'm watching him attract all of these things, meaning the career, the fame, the money, the wife, the kids, from a non-sustainable place. And yes, I'm not shitting on the dude. If anything, he was a great wrestler, a great performer, so much charisma. To a certain extent, it was very well deserved. The achievements he accomplished, that was very well deserved to a certain extent. A lot of it was soul plan too. But yes, to a certain extent, he earned his right to get fame, money, fortune, notoriety, wife, things like that. But guys, an overwhelmingly majority of the things he attracted were soul plan also, to teach him a lesson. And guys, part of that lesson is, part of self-love is knowing how you create these things, meaning how you attract the things you desire. How did you attract the money? How did you attract the wife? How did you attract the notoriety? Self-love is knowing how you attracted it and creating it from a balanced place, because that's prioritizing you. It's prioritizing you to know how you created it so that it's sustainable, so that you don't lose it. Tell me, is it self-love to get the $1 million to then just blow it, waste it, and not know how to get it back? No, that's not self-love. That's not prioritizing you. That's not prioritizing your well-being. Duh. And guys, that was what was happening to Hulk Hogan. He was getting all of these things, and you could kind of see in his interviews, he knew he was good, but also it was kind of like, quote unquote, luck, like right place, right time. Yes, there is divine timing, but it was also a lot of soul plan. And again, guys, self-love is creating from a knowing place so that the foundation is strong as fuck, so that nothing falls through the cracks, so that you're not wondering, when am I getting my next paycheck? Is my wife cheating on me? Does she still love me? How am I supposed to manage time with my kids? Which you can see in his interviews when he reflects back. He was more or less saying that. How? Because again, what happens when people who seem to have gotten things easily, that is most likely the soul plan route. Not saying it has to be hard to get the things you desire the most. We make it hard, but I'm not saying you're not getting the things you desire most at the age of 20. There's just no way you've learned all the lessons you've needed to learn, because majority of the world doesn't know this work to then sustain those things and, if anything, build on them. Again, Hulk Hogan hit his prime, I don't know, maybe in the 80s, early 90s, and you could see his tumultuous life of people hating him, people loving him, divorcing multiple times. His kids started to have resentment and hate towards him. He lost all the money at one point. And guys, you would have thought from the 80s or early 90s, this guy has it all. He is on the fast track, jet set upward trajectory of this ideal lifestyle for the rest of his life. And it was anything but. It was very up and down, very windy. And guys, do you want to be 50, 60 years old? And all of a sudden in this era of your life, you're like, wow, I don't have my significant other. My kids hate me. I've lost all my money. I have a sex tape of me coming out. Literally, that is how much was being thrown in his face for a soul lesson. He was creating that because he didn't create all of the quote unquote good things from a sustainable place. So he's attracting all this, what we would call negative. There's good and bad in everything, but what we would call on earth as a societal norm as negative, to teach him a lesson to say, hey, the money, the family, the big house, the TV show aren't going to solve your internal wounds and limiting beliefs. No external thing will do that for you. Trust me, while it may seem nice that people are getting all of this money and things right now, all of this romantic love, the ideal family situation, you do not want things just handed to you. Again, we kind of make it harder because we're not aware of this work. We're not taught this from an early age, period. We're not taught that we create our reality and that obstacles that are happening, what we think to us, are actually happening for us to teach us a lesson to overcome them so that we can help others do the same thing. We're not taught that. So we start admiring people, putting them on a pedestal, thinking, oh, I want that lifestyle. I want that money. I want that thing. But just know that ultimately, when you are getting these things from a soul plan, when you're using things, when I say things, when you're using external things to solve internal wounds, thinking that they'll solve internal wounds, they never do. Internal wounds are limiting beliefs, meaning you're not feeling good enough. You're not feeling hot enough. You're not feeling confident enough. Oh, if I just go do this wrestling match, I'm thinking like, oh, if I do this wrestling match and just like have that roar of the crowd to boost my confidence, peak my career again, hopefully, that'll make me feel good about myself. Then my life will start to come into order. It did anything but for the dude. Guys, you do not want to create this massive crash in life like he did. Again, watch the documentary. He lost what seemed like everything at one point or another in his life. And he got some of it back. But man, can you imagine if you were just creating from a sustainable place? I'm not saying there wouldn't be little dips when you create from a sustainable place as well too, but the trajectory is always generally up. For him, he went sky high up, sky high down, sky high up, sky high down. And it was just like, you don't need to do that. It doesn't need to be so drastic. You do not need to do that. You do not need to gain all of the followers for them just to turn on you or hate you or be way less supportive of you. Now, who's another example of this I've been noticing recently? Alex Cooper. I've seen a lot of people on social media talking about her. I'm pretty indifferent to the chick. I wasn't a fan in her peak Call Her Daddy days. And then I kind of, when she started doing more interviews of people, I started to watch her a little bit more. But so many people have caught on to the fact that there's no daddy gang anymore. It's more or less people tune into her podcast because they like whoever she's interviewing. I'm no different. Oh, she interviewed Ariana Madix because that was such a huge social phenomenon at the time. Scandal, essentially. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to turn in for this episode. She interviewed Jesse Draper from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, right in the height of her divorce with the Taylor Frankie Paul drama. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to tune into that. But I'm not a reg, you know what I mean? And guys, you would think this chick who has had so much monetary success, who allegedly gets all these big name celebrities or interviews, you think she would have such a diehard, loyal following. Even when I look at intuitively, she just doesn't anymore. She maybe has 50% of that diehard following, and even out of that 50%, there's still like 1 foot in, 1 foot out with her. And guys, she arguably got her success fast. Not saying she didn't earn it, not saying she didn't put herself out there, right? Her claim to fame was talking about really polarizing topics, and that's what really attracted her audience. She was doing something that no one else has done before. And then there was some soul plan action that really catapulted her success. Again, not saying she didn't earn it. I don't want to say like these people out here aren't earning it, because to a certain extent they are. They don't know how they're earning it though. That's a huge part of self-love. Again, knowing how you are creating things so that it's sustainable. So she can maybe tell you I did this to get the success. I did this to get the success. And you can insert any person that comes to mind in this moment. Yes, they could give you maybe little tidbits here and there of what they did to attract and receive the success they have right now, but they won't be able to articulate verbatim or literally step by step of how they did the podcast, how they got their first $60 million deal, things like that. And guys, you don't want to create, that may sound nice. Then look at this crash or this on the other side of this hump, had this massive success. And now it's like these people don't even have a loyal following anymore. You know what I mean? Same was with Hulk Hogan, completely documented. He had moments where the WWE fan club, not fan club, but you get what I'm saying, the WWE fans, where they loved him, and eras where they were like, he seems washed up. It wasn't a consistent die-hard mentality. And guys, while creating from a sustainable place, creating from the source POV type of place, that is the ultimate form of self-love. That is prioritizing yourself to take your time, give patience with yourself. To say, I'm going to fill in this hole in the foundation. I'm going to find this missing puzzle piece to make sure it's secure AF, to make sure that I don't lose that thing. Because guys, it may sound glitzy and nice to get these things easily and quickly. That is not the lifestyle you want to live. Yes, the sustainable way of creating may take longer. What we perceive as taking longer is very much a dark force intention, this Amazon mindset of instant gratification. I'm no different. I don't want to put myself on a pedestal. I literally, right before I hopped on here, ordering something on Amazon, I'm like, oh yeah, I could get this tonight by 5 p.m. if I wanted to. We are very, very used to getting things at our fingertips, at our disposal, extremely easily. And guys, we need to, as a society, we need to lose that mindset. I'm no different. Guys, you know that study out there where it's like kids who were able to wait to eat the snack? I swear it was like a marshmallow or something. I should actually look this up, but there is a study out there of kids who were able to wait, before eating the snack or getting the thing that was kind of being like dangled like a carrot in front of them. The kids who were able to wait lived highly successful lives than the kids who wanted that instant gratification. While the sustainable, source-aligned way of creating may take longer, it is worth it in the long run. Tell me, when you are 60 years old, do you want to be starting over again? Hell no. Not saying you can't do that. I don't want to put that limiting belief on anyone. You 100% can, especially because we're not taught this. But now that you know this information, do you just want to put in the grind and the work now, get all your ducks in a row, and just keep building and building and building? Because in the course of building, you're also attracting as well, versus getting this instant success and then 5 years now having this instant crash. You don't want that. Why would you want to start over when you could just take the time now to just weave in all of these little things that'll make a huge difference, that'll have a big payoff? Because that is the truth. All of these little things you are doing to solidify the foundation will have the biggest payoff over anything else. I say that with 100% certainty. And guys, I was even thinking about this with the Kevin Hart Funny AF comedy competition on Netflix. I've been really into Netflix lately, apparently. And so many of these comedians are brilliant. So many of them, again, have earned their right, have fit in these puzzle pieces I keep talking about to have a somewhat secure foundation to attract or complete this Netflix special that's the prize for this comedy competition. But guys, so many of them are not ready. And even the ones who are ready, their foundation to actually sustain the success of the prize, which is the Netflix special, the foundation is even like 80% solid, I would say, intuitively. So I'm curious to see who wins and to see how sustainable their success will be. But again, guys, not knowing how you create the things, like they may have some instant success, brand deals, or just deals in general. I'm not sure how the comedy world works, but because they don't know how they got where they're at, because the foundation isn't 100% solid, it leaves room for error, for lack of better words. It leaves room for something to get lost, for something to be attracted to you, but not in its max potential. Does that make sense? Because even if your foundation is 80%, yes, you'll begin attracting things. Things will continue to slip through the cracks though. And guys, if you are in alignment to attract, let's say $100 million, don't you want all of that money, not 80% of that? Like, hell yeah. I mean, and not to sound greedy or not to sound grateful for that 80% of that, but if you have the potential to get the $100 million right now today, why would you not be finding every missing puzzle piece to give you that thing? And guys, even with the comedians, I'm not throwing shade at them. They're really funny. I'm actually really enjoying watching the show. Like, do you really think the one thing that's going to catapult your success is the Netflix special, because I see a lot of hope with the comedians being centered around, oh, this is the thing that's going to take off my career. And guys, when you are relying on an external thing to catapult your career, literally that thing cannot happen when you have all this hope attached to this one external thing, because the external thing is not going to catapult your success. The internal things, the internal knowings you create, that foundation I keep talking about, those are the things that are going to catapult your success. The little moments of adapting, trying this and it working, trying this and it not working, so you keep pivoting, the grit, the tenacity, amongst all of these other components, those little things are what are going to allow you to have your big moment. Not this one external thing that you're putting so much weight and pressure on. And guys, how does this tie into self-love and prioritizing yourself no matter what? Because guys, do you owe it to yourself to get the thing you desire most and then lose it all because you didn't create from a sustainable place, because you took the easy route and then just end up having some massive soul lesson in the long run to course correct you? Or do you owe it to yourself to have patience and take the time to address any emotional wounds and any limiting beliefs that may be preventing you from attracting and sustaining your max potential desires? Guys, life is hard. You owe it to yourself to be patient and all-knowing with you and achieve everything that you desire most, and not even just 50% of it, but 100% of it. You deserve, it is your birthright to attract and sustain 100% of the max potential of the things you desire most. And ultimately, you owe it to yourself to feel so good about yourself that you don't need the external thing to make you feel a type of way. That is the greatest gift you can give yourself, is not needing any external thing, person, situation, whatever, to fill the void, that you can just fill the void, because that is the truth. And that is how you will sustain and enjoy even any of these external things. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm taking the longer route. I'm taking the longer route because I know I'm not missing any steps. I'm being creative. I'm realizing exactly how I am attracting things. That's huge. I'm giving unconditional love to myself in the process. And I am literally training and rewiring my brain. Because guys, that's what all this is. It's rewiring your brain. It's a mental neural game to remind yourself who the fuck you actually are, who I am actually to my core. That is the best gift I can give myself, taking this patient way, addressing any limiting belief that comes up, giving myself love in the process, because then once I attract the things I desire the most, not only do I know I'm not going to lose it, because I know how I created it, and I know and I could see the foundation is solid AF, but now I can actually enjoy the thing. Guys, how many people do you see out there that have all of the money and they're pissed off and not happy? Like, you would think if you had $50 million that you would be living your best life. How many people out there that have $50 million in their bank account, how many of them do you think are actually happy with their lives? Not many, like none of them. And guys, that's a huge part of self-love as well. Creating from a sustainable place so that you can enjoy the thing. I don't want to create the business if I'm going to be hating my life every day, not knowing how I'm creating it, feeling victim about it, feeling out of control about it. No, I am recognizing I control my reality. We live in an inside-out world. However I am feeling in this moment, whatever I'm holding to be true, everything else is just reflecting that back to me. Guys, the best analogy for this I can give is if you have kids, pets, a partner, someone or something you pay very close attention to in your life. Are they more receptive to you when you are light, bubbly, happy, or when you are resistant, angry, hating life? I'm going to say the former. I'm going to say people are more receptive to you. People, situations, and things are more susceptible to you, or more receptive to you is the better way to say that, when you are happy. That is no different with any other feeling, emotion, thing you're trying to attract. Do you think money is going to flow to you more easily when you are happy, playful, fun? Or when you have your walls up, when you're literally blocking the flow of things to you, when you are resistant, when you're putting pressure on it? If you're putting pressure on anything, you're not attracting that thing. Not to its max potential, at least. If you're putting pressure on a 5-year-old, is the 5-year-old going to do that thing? No. I think about that with my dog all the time. I'll be walking and I could catch myself in a spiral and she will go ape shit. She is way more chill on the walk when I am also chill. Everything around you is a mirror of you. That is why self-love is so important. It is why it is such a foundation to manifesting, to creating what you desire most, to attracting what you desire most. You need to prioritize you in order for things to flow to you. And guys, that is it for me today. I will see you next week.